July 9th, 2019, it was announced that EDU Gasper was joining Arsenal as the first ever technical director, the club's director of football. Raul Sanheli, by then he was the former head of football and head of football relations. He said, "We are very excited that Edu is joining the team. He has great experience and technical football knowledge, and most importantly is a true Arsenal man. He understands the club and what we stand for to our millions of fans around the world." And on 18th of November, he was appointed as the first ever sporting director. Now, it should be noted that all this happened after the departure of Ivan Gazidis. Remember, Ivan Gazidis left Arsenal in 2018. He had a strong relationship with Arsene Wenger. They all left in the same year. Now, there's a gap that had been left by Ivan Gazidis, and it's one of the major reasons as to why EDU Gasper was called to Arsenal. Now, the club had no director for that period when Wenger had left, and Gazidis was the person who was helping in scouting for players. But now, enter Edu. But what are the roles of a sporting director? A sporting director is an executive management position in a sports club. A sporting director is in many cases a member of the executive board and therefore an executive director. He is literally the manager of the coaching staff. In this sense, it would literally mean he manages Mikel Arteta's coaching staff, and he is one of the people who made it possible for Mikel Arteta to come and join Arsenal. The key task of a sporting director is to manage transfers of players to and from the team. Arsenal's legend Ray Parlour had this to say about Edu. Parlour attributes much of Arsenal's recent success in the transfer windows, such as the acquisitions of Kai Havertz and the pursuit of Declan Rice, to Edu, who he says has been working non-stop and tirelessly to get deals over the line. He further says the owners know that they have a manager that could potentially win the league title. I think they've let them bring in the best players for Arsenal to try and achieve that. Parlour also says, I quote, "Edu deserves a lot of credit. I'm very lucky to be able to travel with Arsenal on the pre-season tours. Last year he was on his phone non-stop trying to get deals. It is a difficult job. When players are under contract, they can sit tight and refuse to move. So Edu deserves a lot of credit for what he has accomplished over the last couple of transfer windows." Now, Edu has made a couple of transfers from the time he became the sporting director. In June 2022, he brought in Alexander Zinchenko from Manchester City. He brought in Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City. He brought in Fabio Vieira from FC Porto. He let out Hector Bellerin to Real Betis. He loaned out Maitland-Niles to AC Roma. Marquinhos was also loaned, though he is back in the Arsenal squad. Reece Nelson, by that time, was in Feyenoord and was brought back to the Arsenal squad for 2022-2023 season. Pablo Mari came from Udinese. Alex Lunason from Leuven. We have William Saliba was brought back from loan at Olympique Marseille. Lucas Torreira was let out of loan to Fiorentina. Matt Turner was brought in from the New England Revolution in the USA. The likes of Cedric Soares were let out on loan. Nicolas Pepe. Sambi Lokonga came in to join Arsenal. Bernard Leno was sold and he joined Fulham. Alexander Lacazette, who was a long-serving Arsenal player, was left to go and join Olympique Lyon. But I would say the major breakthrough is this after the 2022 and 2023 season. Edu was really at work. he put contract extensions for the likes of Reece Nelson, most notably for William Saliba, Aaron Ramsdale, the likes of Mohamed El Nene, Gabriel, the likes of Saka, the likes of Gabriel Martinelli. This is securing the future for Arsenal. I would say he is making a revolution at Arsenal, and it is being said they are preparing a 4-year contract extension for the captain, that is Odegaard. Now, in this same transfer window, which I believe is the greatest Arsenal has ever had, Kai Havertz came in from Chelsea. Granit Xhaka was let go. He went to Bayer Leverkusen. Pablo Mari to Monza. Maitland Niles has gone on loan. But we have major interest in Declan Rice, who I believe we are already about to sign. It's just a matter of time. Orien Tchouameni, we have showed interest in Orien Tchouameni, who is rated at around £80 million. Julian Timber from Ajax is about to sign. I would say Arsenal is breaking the bank. Arsenal has had the best transfer window, I would say. I believe many Arsenal fans would agree with that. A time when many players were shunning Arsenal has come to an end. Arsenal is vying for some of the best, I would say, and in recent weeks it is said Arsenal was vying for the services of Kylian Mbappe. Let us see what the future holds. Arsenal's ranking from a time EDU Gasper joined Arsenal, rankings has really risen up. The value of Arsenal players has gone up. The squad, Arsenal couldn't bid for best players from back then, but right now it has the ability and the capacity. All of this, I would say, are the efforts of EDU Gasper. Like I said, this is a big revolution at Arsenal. But what are some of his best and worst signings? William Saliba at number 1 would be one of the best signings that Arsenal has ever gotten in this EDU Gasper era. Martin Odegaard at number 2. Gabriel Martinelli at number 3, signed for only £6 million, but is now worth over £60 million. Ben White was signed for £50 million. Gabriel Jesus was signed for Manchester City. What are some of the worst signings? I would say number 1, Nicolas Pepe, signed for over £70 million. Willian, who came in at 30 years old from Chelsea. David Luiz at the back line. Sambi Lokonga, and then to round up it's Nuno Tavares. Arteta and Edu have a very beautiful relationship. They're always together in terms of transfers, and they talk about contract extensions. And I would say the Arsenal future is in safe hands with Edu Gasper as the sporting director. And I would say in these coming years, I expect Arsenal to hoist a trophy under the tutelage of Edu and Mikel Arteta. The channel is called The Arsenal Kingdom. Go search for it on YouTube. It is also on TikTok as The Arsenal Kingdom, on Twitter as The Arsenal Kingdom. Be blessed, my Arsenal family.